Hi, it's Rob. I'm going to try and keep this video for you about on-page and internal SEO to as tight as possible without giving you a 1-hour training course on all of this. It's just to run down and go through, if you even need it, this PDF document that would have come with this video, and it's really this simple. Right, so let's keep it short and sweet. Your title is hugely important. Probably the most important, as is your meta description and your H1 tag. So these three, if you've got these three done correctly, you're kind of pretty safe already with your on-page SEO. So your title must be the main keyword, and you can do longer than the title on there. I'm not even going to go into this with you. But if your title is if your main keyword is the main keyword, then you're going to say how to find the best main keyword ever in the world will be in your title. So in other words, you've got to make it more natural sounding. And do the same trick in the description. Really, I should have edited this before you did it. Do the same trick in the meta description. Use the main keyword, but variations of it. Add a how to, add a get, help yourself find this, that kind of a description into it. Remember, your meta description matters as far as clickability, because that's what you see in the search results. Your H1 title on your page, which is now formatting, just like here. Right, so when you're on page, you'd work your H1 title inside of the WYSIWYG editor there. And inside of there, you can use your main keyword, a variation of it if you want to. Remember that if the main keyword is weight loss, then you could do tips on best weight loss tips. So you're kind of using a second keyword or variation of it anyway. If you local search, add your location. In fact, add your location to everything. Be careful of your SEO here. If you're using what I've done for you as far as silo structure, you might not need your location in the title. I would have done that built in for you. Okay, sometimes. So H1 done. They tell me that it's 80% of these three, or 80% of your SEO, so especially H1 keyword, and that you can kind of be lazy after that, and I agree. Further down the bottom, I'm going to tell you not to use all of these all the time. Okay, let's just keep going. H2, variation long tail keyword, but always within this silo, the niche, the category that you're working. Same for H3. And maybe talk about geo-relevant, so in the Johannesburg area, whatever it is that you want to talk about. Images should always have the alt text with your keyword. Now we all, and I'm especially good at this, get lazy, because half the time it's taken me 4 hours just to create the images in the first place and put them on, resize them, find them, add alt text and put it all into the site's media section. But if you've got the effort, when you load the picture, not the effort, remember to, when you load the picture, just put a variation in the alt text, because that's what Google reads in relation to this page. So in the alt text, put a keyword or a variation of your keyword. That's when you upload it. It's down on the right hand side there. Now, every page could and should get nearly all of these extra things. So if you've got a 6,000 word page, then you're going to need all of this. If you've got a 250 word post that you're just kind of targeting a check this out quickly thing, you're going to need less of it. So you've got to work this out. So you can take a YouTube video, your own, or find one with a keyword that's related to you and embed it below the fold. You can go and create in your Google properties a mind map, a completely unique one related to the keyword. So here we go. The title has brand name, keyword, location. Again, this location end with a mind map is if you want it to be topical from an area point of view. If you're international, leave the mind map out, or do a mind map and include the 50 of the big 30, 10, 15, I don't care, of the biggest cities in the world, to kind of give you kick in London, Paris, New York, Everybody's talking about pop music. So my map is a possibility, yes or no, leave it on or off. Breadcrumbs, optional extra. There's a plugin that covers it. Yeah, I've even said so you can use a plugin. But very often these that I'm going to suggest that you've got through what I do for you anyway, or you could do in Divi, are more than enough to give all of these extra link options onto a page. Okay, because sidebars and things are going to help tie up your internal linking if you've done that carefully. By the way, if you do this, let me just go into this. This is quite important because I do this for everybody, but because I know and understand that it's impossible for me to explain this to every single client in detail. But if you go into your sidebar, okay, in any of these, let me show you what they are. So you can do a custom sidebar. You can do a sidebar in Divi that is just for that category. So every post and relevant page or topic or course related to that category that you're linking to in your silo structure could be a custom sidebar. So that makes it strong links for your category here. And then you could do a blog module on the same post or page down the sides, yeah, like a, dividing it up. And when you do that, that's cool too, but now you're creating, in fact, with blogs, it's safe because every one of those blog posts will change because you're blogging more regularly, or you should be, and they won't always have the same 3 blog articles on every page. So that's cool, that's safe. So we got this custom sidebar module. Now, if you make a useful links module, which I'm also fond of using because it's kind of lazy, so you, at the very, very bottom of your page, you put in a little sort of a useful links module, and then you drop it into that every time you do a post. You should change it every sort of 10 times you've used it. Because what you're going to find after a while, if you've put a useful links, let's just say this. In the useful links module, then don't use contextual links. Use the full URL and you're safe. Let me just leave it at that. If you set up banners in a pre-done module, where you put a row of 4 images that permanently sends you to the 4 insurance products or your training or your, doesn't matter. Use the full URL again. Don't use contextual backlinks. What will happen is you'll be over hyperlinking contextually, in other words, keyword wise, and all you're going to do is make Google know that you were trying too hard to point it to, lose weight by Wednesday, if that's your keyword. Okay, so all of these sidebar modules, they're cool. You can drop them in and swap them around and sometimes use these and sometimes use those, and it's nice because it kind of does a lot of the smaller donkey work linking on a page, and it fills up the page, which is cool too. Okay, now linking is an entire course on its own, so read this through. Use a contextual hyperlink only once per site. So what you've got to do is keep a record on an Excel sheet or something, on a Word doc, it doesn't matter how you keep it, that you've used the keyword niche as a hyperlinked keyword once. And so next time you have to use planned niche once, and then you use planned niche category once, and each time then you do category for niche once more. So all the keywords that you're using, you've only done as a contextual hyperlink once. Okay. So that way you've got your variations that you've done and the references kept for the future. Right, per page, there's no law. I've put here don't do more than 10. That's not even true. You can put 20 sometimes. But anyway, it's a pain in the backside to just sit there and try and find out ways to squeeze 20 backlinks into a page. As long as you've got the first 2 or 3, in other words, 1 or 2 contextual hyperlinks per page, because you want to give the page you're linking to that contextual power for the keyword. So if the previous post you wrote about the word reference, and that's your keyword, you want to link from here with a hyperlink reference to that post, internally linked. You can link 1 full URL link per page. Normally, I would suggest this URL goes up to your core page in other words, your main original page at the top of your silo. You should do a click here every now and again, learn more here, read more, those kind of links. And when you do that, send them to related, let's call them parallel posts, power pages in your system. And then external links are great. So you just link to, you've got to find cool stuff to link to that's not helping your opposition. You know, so an article on Huffington Post, or in the old days, we always used to tell, and I was taught to always use Wikipedia. Yeah, there's some point where you just can't. You can't have hundreds of links from all your websites in perpetuity linking to Wikipedia, but that's the concept. So you'd link out to an article on Tumblr or something that is totally related to what you do. It can even be your own article, but be careful, because if you're linking to your own article on Tumblr and then your Tumblr article is linking back to your page, it creates a circle link. There's a word for it right now, I don't care what it is, that Google doesn't like, because it's kind of like you're promoting yourself in this loop. Okay, so I've said no more than 10. Yeah, remember, if you've done lots of these modules up here, and there's 5 links per module, and you've got 10 here, or 6 in your pretty soon you can be carefully own 30. Okay, schema markup, JSON, whatever they call it as well, is hectic. I've got to tell you, I do full-time marketing. You've already heard me use, no doubt up here, tons of words that are like, what is he talking about? Understand, by the way, I mean, just this internal linking thing. Probably, in fact, all you got to do is tell me you're confused, and I'll make a related video that's doesn't go to another, half an hour video. And enough of them then will help you clear up the fog of confusion where I'm talking SEO speak and not even realizing that they're words I live with, and you're thinking, what is he on about? Schema is one that no matter how hard I try, I'm still confused, because it's coding. And it's what Google reads as a code on your page. And isn't that lovely of Google to do that for us? And so if you, by the way, I still pay for Project Supremacy. And it's, well, in old school South African language, it's higher grade. I don't know if the schooling system overseas has a higher grade, but it's just higher grade for me. And every time I have to learn it, I literally have to take the day off after that. And then I got it for a day or two, and then, yeah. So even my paid plugin is sitting switched off on one of my websites somewhere. I now leave it up to an automated schema plugin, which does work enough. Right, tags. I've even written it here. Is it true? Does it work or not? I've seen people prove that their tags rank above all else, and I have had my own tags rank before in the past too. But if you're relying on your tags to rank and bring you in traffic, then I'm really scared for you or us or whoever it is. But the argument is that whether it works or not, you know what? It's just an extra boost to that page. Do it. If you're using the plugin that I added, it does it automatically onto your post, and I would have shown you a video on how to do that. And then for each of your pages, you can do it manually. And now you don't have to do 20 tags and go to a long mission. But also remember, if you've pre-done your niche and your keywords, every time you're working there, you just open that keyword folder for that category, and your keywords are there to use. So simple as that. Done. There we go. Keep it to the category and silo section of your niche. Don't target work from home in your corporate businesses in Gauteng category. You just confuse Google, and Google then thinks, and then you're in trouble. I always love it when I can't think of a title and I call it other things. So there was even a plugin that I used to pay for about 5 or 6 years ago that used to kind of bleat at me, like a foghorn almost, every time I published a page. And these are the things that it used to tell me to do. So try them if you like. It can't hurt. Put a variation of your keywords in italics once. Put a variation of your keywords in bold. Make those keywords synonyms. So if you're talking about weight loss in the page, use the word diet and put that. So in other words, if your keyword is 20 weight loss tips for winter, then your synonym keyword that you put in bold is winter diet ideas. You get where I'm going. Just kind of refer the system, keep it sort of natural too. Okay, so adding the keyword or a variation, as I just set up here, in the first paragraph or sentence of your page and in the last sentence of your page. They tell me Google really loves that. I have no idea. How the hell do I test it? I like this one. You've got to keep your keyword density to 4%. And I believe they're serious about this. Oh, come on, if you're just writing a page about something, and if you're writing about something really hectic, chrome exhaust pipes for your car, you've got to keep mentioning chrome exhaust pipes because of what you're writing about. So, yeah, obviously you're going to hit a 20% on that one. But if you're talking about winter diet tips, yeah, you can pretty much, or best winter diet tips, that's 4 keywords. The chances of you hitting that keyword in that combination of 4% is almost like then you're down to 1% safe. Right naturally, don't freak out about it, but it's what they say, and have a chuckle when you read it. So making the content look false or false, trying to make it work for keywords, don't do it. I always tell people, and I'm going to tell you the same, when you know the title of your page, just write it. Look at it first and maybe plan the titles of your categories, and that's cool. And when you've written the whole thing, then go back and see how you can turn, let me keep here with that final note, and then see how you can turn your H1 title that you wrote out of your head into a combination of the keyword and what you'd written, so that it kind of looks natural still. Where was I? Other things I was past there. Final note. It really is a final note. Okay, so yeah, this is a valid point. Sorry, more editing. I do not believe you should ever do all of the above in a page, especially if you did it page after page. It's like leaving a footprint that Google says, this idiot was taught at the SEO school of do it one by one by one. So bear this in mind. As I said, a 6,000 word page, do this properly, every single bit. A 1,000 word page, do 80% of it. A 500 word page, do half. A 250 word page or post, just do the H1, just these 3. Just, when it's really tiny, just make sure your meta description, your H1, and your title are covered. After that, whatever else comes naturally, sometimes you'll need a video, sometimes you'll, your other sidebars will link it all up, and it's all cool. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for 20 minutes of your life. These on-page and internal SEO things, if you keep your on-page correct, okay, that's this, and you go to the trouble of making your, and it's down here, your internal linking work from a silo structure, and you then combine all of that with at least a page a week, within a page a week would give you 50. Within 2 years, you would have 200 pages. So yeah, once you get, in my opinion, once you get past 70 or 80 pages, you will probably already be ranking very nicely if you've gone and done a few other little things that will make your site work. Oh, unless you're competing for, car hire London airport. Yeah. Okay, thanks for your time, guys. I hope this all works for you. Take care. Cheers.